AI can give you a result fast, but knowing how to use it like a designer is what makes the result actually good, because the difference isn't just in the tool, it's in how you guide it. Hi, I'm Sasha from HomeDesignsAI, and in this case study, I'm showing you how to use AI more strategically so the final space feels intentional, polished, and professionally designed. The first thing I do is not redesign anything straight away. I start by clearing the room. So I use the furniture remover to get rid of the dining table, chairs, and any clutter on the surfaces and personal items. This gives me a cleaner foundation and stops unnecessary objects from influencing the result. Now let's move into the main redesign. Instead of asking the AI to do everything in small separate steps, I usually give it one clear, detailed direction. Although if I need location sensitive changes, I work a little differently. In that case, I make the location sensitive edits in smaller steps first. Then once the structure and placement are right, I do the full style redesign in one big prompt. For this kitchen, I want an organic modern style. The finishes, furniture, and layout details to feel much more considered. So I'm using this prompt. That's the difference between a beginner prompt and a designer prompt. A beginner usually asks the AI to, let's say, make the room look nice. A designer gives it a clear style, a clear layout, and a defined purpose. Once I have the main version, I can refine it instead of restarting. So if I don't love a specific shape, texture, or piece of furniture, I can continue editing and change just that detail. This is much more efficient than regenerating the whole room. And if I want something more specific, I can use the image reference feature. I just upload a reference image of an oven, chair, or other furniture piece. I can guide the AI to match that and add that exact piece of furniture to the space. That's especially useful when I already know what I want. Then I can test other design directions. This is where I can show the difference between using AI casually and using it like a designer. For example, I can switch the same kitchen into Japandi. I can also test quiet luxury, coastal modern, and if I want to explore a different layout variation, I can do that too. So if I want the oven where the fridge is and the fridge somewhere else, I would first remove them. Then I would ask the AI to add them back in the swapped positions. That usually gives a much cleaner result than trying to force the swap all in one go. That's a really important part of using AI like a designer. You don't just ask for the final result. You break the process down in a way the tool can actually understand. Then I can compare the results and see which direction looks the best for the space. Once I'm happy with the final version, I can take it one step further and animate the design with the video generation. That's how you make AI work for you instead of just letting it do whatever it wants. And if I want to make the design shoppable, I can use the Furniture Finder tool. I just upload the final image, select my country, and it helps me find similar pieces. That way, the concept becomes something practical, not just something pretty. If I also want a rough idea of the cost, I can use the estimator. This gives me a better sense of whether the room fits a budget, mid-range, or premium level. And that's another thing beginners often skip. They focus on the image, but they don't think about how the design translates into real life. Here's the original kitchen, and here's the redesigned version. Same structure, same footprint, completely different result. Using AI like a designer means thinking in terms of layout, materials, balance, and purpose. Not just generating a room, actually designing it. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped.